If he does go out there, he doesn't see what we see. Only 100, maybe 99 HP. Gross in there, but Airwalk's probably, I mean, a player of this caliber could easily push into 96 in the follow through, like we said. There's a pickup. Airwalk's got up to 3 now, 32 points, and a ton of builds.
Yeah, and he got the Shadow Bomb for it, which for this longer rotation is going to be huge.
Just the one, though.
Yes,
just the one.
Just the one, and is going to pop it early. Also notice you can see that Storm Surge threshold on the right side. So what Storm Surge is, once you get into these later circles for circles 6 and 7, if there's more than 30 people left in the lobby, if you have been the passive player, Storm Surge will begin to punish you. You will start taking 10 damage every second as it comes out through. Once those strikes come on down, and now it turns off since we're below the 30 player threshold. So now just all about the elims and the rotation, since we're not even at the placement thresholds yet.
I just want to point out quick too, as you said, for passive players, Airwalk's definitely an example of not a passive player. He was 500, a little over 500 damage above the threshold, which is insane. And it's shots like that, 80 to the back on the fish on rotation, that kept him safe from Storm Surge. Crusher goes down. Airwalk picks up his 4th elimination. One more elim. We get the placement points here. The top 25, going to pick up 3 there. Get to top 15, that's 5. Top 5, that's 7. And that Victory Royale is 10. Reminding everybody, if you're just jumping into the stream, maybe you haven't heard what the format is like, always going to kind of refresh that in your memory. All the way up on high ground, looked like that might have been Skype. I'm not sure if...
Graven som vinner liksom hela World
Cup. Number of players though, 25 heading into the 8th circle soon as advised. 1 elimination, 35 points. No movement here. Bandages for late game, but that's not going to pay off right now. That is going to pay off. Carrera goes down. Another one, the follow through finds Ghosts on the move. Looking for the 3rd, the triple gets it. Exon down. 4 eliminations now for Advise. Playing absolutely incredibly. The heads up right now. You'll love to see it.
Oh, baby, a triple. Well done right there. And that was Skype up on the high ground. You saw him now just drop back down with a number of players going up, getting closer to that 2nd placement threshold. Skype picks up Yahtzee. Mick the Beast also in this lobby. Another player who we've seen constantly in the top 5, desperately trying to get a solo spot. Because, again, this is the last week. Casrola does get ticked over by that storm change. Again, 60 seconds if you damage someone. Random siphon coming through, and we're into the top 15 now with Airwalks on the mid-tarp and looking for more targets.
Imagine a situation you get a tag on someone and 50 seconds later they get eliminated by the storm. You get that siphon at just the right moment. Could be so clutch. The timing could be so important on that. 11 players left, 10 now as Sky goes down.
Det laggar fett mycket alltså.
6
Det är
eliminations.
bara 10 pers kvar. Ej, han får detta killet. Han får detta. Ja.
Takeoffs gets eliminated. Airwalk picks up another one.
He's doing so well at finding people on the edge of the storm.
Han kanske vinner han här.
And then just dipping out for a second. But the one thing you notice, he never dips out into the storm for longer than enough to take more than 1 tick. It does take a second to go through. And Majestic actually just picked up a triple of his own because
det är 5 pers kvar nu. För att dö som flygor alltså.
Ticked over from the storm. That should be the player potentially up on the high ground, but now we have our top 5. Airwalks, 2 builds left, is running with that campfire now, but is sitting on 7 elims. Advise all the way up on the high ground. Majestic is on the low ground with Mick the Beast. Airwalks in the bottom right-hand corner gets traded out by Mick.
Hur många pers är det kvar nu? 3 pers.
He's not jumping around, so the player doesn't know where he is. 80 to the body. Can he find it? Pushes through.
2 pers.
I'll just take your wall anyway. Brilliantly done there, but now
can
he win the 1v1 from the low ground? Player is 1 box directly above him. He hears it. You see the fake ramps out. He goes up, edit off the side, takes the high ground, drops out on top of 1, 2.
Oh, gud vad snyggt!
Literally waiting till the last second. The fake out on the ramp with just, he had 1 build left at the last second. So he was literally almost the most efficient he could possibly be with all the materials that he had left.
Detta var denna. Men vi reagerar på kanske 2 eller 1 till.
Excellent push with the combat shotgun and the Victory Royale. You love to see it.
Well done there from Zadek now. You see Marcotte and Fool right on the edge of the zone. An intense little 1v1 right now. Trap does go down defensively. Fool saying I'm having absolutely none of that.
Om 12 minuter och 50 sekunder så är det Europas tur. Eller time to left alltså. Då kommer de sluta typ, tror jag. Så är det väl
blows the whistle, says it's time to go. The whistle just signal the push. Honestly, oh, that's very funny. Push in there. Fool gets 2 taps there. The shotgun follows through a 92 crit. Gets him the elimination. Double back, pick up the rest of that wood, anything that he can top off with. Oh, shots coming in from the sides. Gonna have to wall himself off, double air, and
Han
to shadow bomb just because I think the fear of positioning there and exposure. Maybe adding a little too much attention. Did take one more tap on the move. Gonna have a chance to heal up. Meanwhile, the top of this hill, thick with players. Where they stacked up trying to make rotation here. 41. Waxy there from the stream. Trick Pog rotating forward.
Crew also in the match was second last time we saw him there.
Som ett stinkbomber som bara...
Over on the side there, players looking to get their solo spot. You see Kuma using the stink to try and force the player forward, and then editing out. Boom, there goes the second one, knowing they can't stack in volume. And Quadra, that one smells. Go get yourself a gas mask. Try and queue back up.
Good when you're sitting on 3. Elam's now holding the edit. He's going to try and peek on through, deciding to apply a little more pressure. Oh my god.
Det var ett snyggt kill.
The stink bomb's very lethal, especially at this point in the game. You have to realize these players understand if there's people that were caught rotating, got tagged up significantly, and didn't have the ability to heal, as will be the case quite often in games like this, where you have so many people in such a tight space. There's a good chance that people that are boxed up in front of you are potentially missing HP, maybe some fall damage, maybe they got hit by multiple people on rotation. They could have been, I mean, we even saw a Shadow Bomb player get shot just moments before that, and we're about 50 HP. That is a good opportunity to just chuck the stink in there, maybe do an HP check, see if they're,
han var ju
low,
fett nära.
Nu
fick vi kolla på det. Ja, men vet du, han här, han var ju fett nära att komma in i zonen och typ dö. Man ser alla, vet du, är såna här.
Goes away. We're sitting at 38 above for Dave. 32 players left, so 2 more need to go down.
Oop, boxes the baller in. The baller is going to just boost right on out. Says, I want nothing to do with that. Now you can see on the side, Dave getting another tag there. You see that threshold number also going up. Needs to be conscious. He left that edit open, but the player, because his back is to the storm, isn't going to have time to take shots towards him.
So big you skitsnabbt.
And Tripburn from Singularity kind of caught a little bit there. Seemed like he was going for an aggro play.
I think potentially he expected Dave to not look back because, the catch. Good grab there.
Alltså han här Dave, han är fett pro ju. Hur många kills kan man se det någonstans? Jag kom in, 3 kills. Åh nej, Dave dog. Fan, han var ju bra. Hejade på Dave.
Yeah, I'm not able, I normally even try and attempt on that, but we're in the top 25. Let's pay attention to the rotations. As you see, a number of players playing billiards there on the low ground. Crew up on the high ground. You have WGS Jag, the player from South Korea, playing over in Europe right now. This is the most ballers I've seen in the lobby in forever.
The most ballers I've seen in the game easily this weekend.
I mean, I don't think we saw this many ballers in Europe when they were at 300 health. Europe has an affinity or like a particular hatred towards ballers rolling around.
We've made comments in the past about how they always seem to be fans of taking shots at players that are in ballers on the move when they have an opportunity to. Maybe a follow through here, the back-to-back, can't quite find it. But yeah, look at how many are left out on the field. This is a very rare sight for European qualifiers.
Knud, låter inte det svenskt? Knud. Alltså jo. Eller typ dansk eller norsk eller någonting.
You're not going to eliminate them. So, but once the explodes start coming out, that's when things get dicey because the RPGs can damage through the ballers, and with the 150 HP, 1 AR round into them, and then followed by an RPG to be a ton of damage. But now Pill is just going to go to work, ignore the ballers on the low ground, running around like they're a game of marbles, and he finds Trockley, and he finds Elocrats right after.
Alltså alla har bollar förutom han, typ han dödar typ alla.
Still on the rotation here, taking a chance to pop a mini. Does have the campfire, may or may not put it down. Not at this point, the storm's too close to his back, he's gonna have to push forward. Like you said, multiple ballers are still in play, and with players not jumping out and not having pressure applied to them,
Jesus, det laggar ju inte lite.
Way less than 11 people.
Man hinner inte med heller.
Not the number that are actually forced to engage each other right now. The people in ballers are almost being
ignored. De kör på PS eller på PS4 eller PC eller...
Look at how many people are around in the same box.
And then said everybody goes up to the sky. No Elam coming out there. So all of a sudden 3 up, 7 down. Talazeto on the high ground. Wesley Nunn and Waxo on the low ground. Jag ADX also on the mid tarp. Talazeto looking for shots, has redeploy and the flint knock. Not going to find any, so ultimate high is going to be in his control. 10 players left, but he gets challenged.
One more all the way in the high ground, just barely lost. Flint knock flying up above. What a play! Takes the high ground back. Has ultimate high, looking down from above. Only 29 builds. has the redeploy to catch himself if he has to jump off, if he runs out of materials, but we'll see here in a second.
Somebody else just went up.
Yep, you heard it. There it is, the fish flying past. Might take a shot. The Flint Knock kind of gets stuck in his own box for a second. This ADX dropping in. Mexi from Loot Boy in the middle of your screen there. Tolzito still has the high ground, drops down to the next tarp. Mexi building out, trying to stay in the safe zone. This is the most players we've seen in a zone this tight in a long time. The Rift.
That's one. Is one player up in the Rift. So you have one player up in the sky. Telezeto on ultimate high ground. Power, Psyches, and Blackso down the low. You have Telezeto in your top right. Power in your bottom right. Telezeto looking for it, and he finds Mexi out of the sky, and he gets the Cypher. Now he's dropping down with the redeploy, looking for Psychic on the campfire, and he finds it. And it's enough over the top. Reagerar, Telezeto, you are mad indeed. The two elims being the swing, 12 points there. Well done, sir.
The transition of the shot with the Flint Knock midair into an immediate descend, the redeploy to catch himself, and then the swap to the TAC AR and spray through the build while the player was sitting on top of both campfires. 200 IQ.
That was really well played from Telezeto. That's probably some of the best overall Flint Knock usage we've seen. We took high ground, I think, twice.
You did.
Going there, and then additionally picked up a sick elim on the player out of the air with that heavy shot, and then dropped down. I mean, just well done.
Literally, you were saying he was unchallenged for high ground.
När denna matchen är slut så kommer jag köra, alltså då gör jag så videon är slut.
Well played indeed. What a loadout for the late game too. Anyway, 43 players left. Next game, Europe.
42 players left.
42 players remaining. I just shouldn't say it.
Eller vi kollar tills Europas tid är slut. Och det är typ 5 minuter till så att ja, det kan ni se där nere i hörnet. Så det är ungefär 5 minuter kvar på videon för er som undrar också.
This is the last week for solos to qualify to punch that ticket to New York City. Don't forget it.
After that, no solo spots. 8 more players will be advancing from Europe. We'll have 6 from NA East, 2 from NA West, and 1 coming out of Brazil. And then the solos competition will be completely rounded out. These are the final moments. Again, don't forget, we will go a little bit longer than the queue time.
Europa har 8 poäng, alla andra har så jättelite poäng.
26 minutes long, so need to let everyone finish up, get all of those results tallied in, because every single time it's going to come down to the last of the server, those top point lobbies. And right now, Motor is trying to make a case to get into one of those lobbies as he's sitting in this cone, looking for a peek. 42 players remaining, so again, everyone playing absurdly safe. Nobody wants to put themselves at risk, and Motor recognized that, trying to pile in on that player as Paquito and Freck get taken down, and we have our top 40 Tohaj being taken down as well. We're still 14 players away from the first placement threshold.
Ni vill ha när jag klarar ut hela Spider-Man-spelet. För att då kan jag fixa det för att jag har spelet.
I mean, interesting one too. A number of players up on top of a hill. You see in the minimap there, that left side based around the supply crate on the map. Holding the edit here. Motor trying to look out and see if there's anybody that might squeak out. He's looking back immediately behind him. I don't know if he realizes the player up above has an RPG. Oh, he does now. If he didn't before, surprise, there it is. Quick attempt. And the seal off, the close off of the edit there. Quick reset, well played from whoever that is inside.
Yeah, I just saw a nightmare situation where he had pushed out right after that for the shot and just accidentally stepped in front of the heavy sniper bullet. Now you can see that Storm Surge turning on right there. Motor more than fine, 502 above. Might regret popping that shadow zone since he had a community launchpad placed right next to him, but he's...
Oh, I don't think he regrets it anymore. Honestly, Sundown, I think he's pretty happy about how that turned out. What a shot on rotation, a quick 180 in the combat to the dome, picks up an elim. Sundown's mouth is literally sitting open. You can't believe what he saw. That was ridiculous.
But one thing that players might not be aware of, he bunny hopped right there to get maximum distance. So what that is spamming your jump button right as you hit the ground to get a little bit of extra horizontal distance, and it carried him past the player. So he 180 and one hit him with the combat. That's what I talk about when, like, sometimes I feel like these guys are playing a different game than I am. Oh, yes, I know for a fact I could do all of those things.
That's not Fortnite. I don't know what that is, but that's not Fortnite. That's some craziness.
It's nuts. These guys pushing the envelope, but Mongrel, speaking of pushing the envelope, not going to pull a Mitro on the dual partner there. Opens the door, gets over onto the side, and is desperately looking for every point he can. Doesn't want any interaction if he can avoid it. Will he find it? 2 HP, and he does! Motor gets taken down. 26 players remaining. Mongrel, that could have been your moment in the box. 2 HP. Erosi gets Aki. That's 2 more points going over for him. That could be huge. That could be it. And now Mongrel on the side of the zone, back up to 75 HP. What can he do with it? Will the siphon in the mats be enough? 70 materials on the side of the zone. 24 players left. Less than 5 minutes left in the queue times. If you want to go to New York City, you show up right now. And unfortunately, Mongrel is out. Let's see if he can get another queue as the rest of the match is now running. Provoked up on the high ground. You see Stompy, Martez also hanging out. Martez trying to take the high ground away, but SV Alman is up there as we hit the second placement threshold. Top 15 now.
Stompy picking up another elimination in the feed. Provoked at 3 eliminations from Fnatic here. Stompy picking up actually another one. Stompy absolutely owning the feed. Provoked trying to box up, stay alive, very edge of the zone. Takes the chance, an opportunity to pop that slurp and get a little bit of a tick. Moves forward, trying to top off the HP. Players fighting underneath him, looking for a chance to establish a base of operations on the move here. And it's going to be difficult. Does get the mini off, though. Looking for players from behind. Very common tactic here. You get into a safe area where even if it might be 3-4 meters, catches someone in the face with that combat shotgun. You look for any chance for a quick whip back. Anybody moving in from the outside of the storm, because they're the ones that they're forced to move in. You can't sit out there. And so even if you have 3, 4, 5 feet ahead of them, you can look back and get a shot off and pick up an elimination. 40 seconds left on that European queue. Get in those games. You're going to try and get the last ones in. Quick edit, a peek through. Cubex gets tapped one time, very low. Now you have to remember there's a 60-second window after that damage where if storm damage maybe claims that player gets an elimination, it's going to count for provoked. Dropping in here, 8 players left. Quick swap, shot, back to back, and Q goes down. For another, players underneath on rotation. Quick edit down, push in, finds another on the outside. One more, looks for another, gets it. Stompy gets another. 3 eliminations, the triple in the feed, and there's 3 players left. Provoke on the ultimate low ground right now. 1 mini pop, moves all the way to the edge, pops.
First
campfire down.
He's getting pressure from both sides now, and this is the top 3. Can't find the shot. It's aim. Cubex who gets it. That's 52 points for Provoked. And again, each one of these elims, each one of them matters more when you're in these high points lobby. Martaz on the high ground, Cubex on the low ground, 39 to 49 points. Martaz wants to close this out. 27 builds to the 0 of Cubex, and that's going to be it. Martaz closes that one out. 43 points so far. Queue times are closed. The last matches will be coming in, but for now, we're going to throw it back on over to Courage, who's in the studio.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yes, that is it for the queues out in Europe. You see how dramatic it can be in these final moments. We still have more games to bring you. We want to make sure you get caught up to speed on those exact last matches, but I know, Zeke, we've had some things you were taking a look at that you want to show everyone at home.
Yeah, man, let's do this. We've got some cool clips as we make our way into the station. Just some really fun clips that I wanted to take a moment to talk about. Wolfsies, of course, just had a dope flick shot. Look at that, over on Violin, and just absolutely incredible. This is the level of skill. And I just want to highlight his rifling skills and just the way he approaches this fight. He knows the players down below, no builds, and you can just see he's using that brick floor, just ducking behind, making sure it's absorbing as much damage as possible. Airwalks. This is someone for me that I truly believe, and I want to see go to the World Cup Finals, especially with the last opportunity. Him and his duo partner, Nikov, have already qualified in duos, right? We even know his other teammates, Kinsar and Hunter, have also qualified. The difference is that Kinsar right now is the only member from Solar that's qualified for the solo format, and Airwalks is looking to do the same. We're going to watch this incredible spree. Just look at the way he's navigating all this density, right? He's just, his game sense and his awareness is on point. He's going to pick up 8 elimination total in this run. Now, unfortunately, he does not end up getting the Victory Royale, but just look at this. He's unbelievable. Once he gets going, it's very difficult for him, for anyone to stop him. Now, we're going to see his untimely demise here. He is going to go and try and challenge a player. He's going to pick them off, and he does get traded back out. Now, keep in mind, though, he did make top 5, so he still got the points from that. Now, Tolecito, we saw this incredible play. I thought this was incredible because he used the flint knock to shut down Mexi up on the high ground. And then just look at the HP from everyone else. He has HP advantage. He's so confident. He's just going to dive down and try and go for the challenge. Even if the player had traded out, he would have been in a pretty good state either way. So it was a pretty good game for these players. I mean, it's finals day. You know everyone's showing up big, making plays.
Insane right there to have the confidence to drop on down, redeploy. But guys, I'm not going to hold this up. We've got our final games from the European region. Who will make it to the Fortnite World Cup Finals? Let's find out.
Thank you so much, Courage. Also, just want to give a shout out real quick to the guy running the AR wall. Whoever picked the screen that was right there, the way the two lines lined up with the black floor.
That was actually
it looked, I was sitting here and I'm like, all right, that's a cool shot. So, you know, hashtag Fortnite World Cup. We give a bunch of love to the observers. Give him some love right there. Great screen. But now we're on board. Again, these are the absolute final matches. Queue times are done. We are in Europe, 8 spots up for grabs for the Fortnite World Cup final. This is your last opportunity. If you are one of the best, you need to prove it right now, or you will not be on that stage. You won't be playing with Tfue, with X2 Jordan, with Stompy, and 6J trying to make a case for being there as he picks up Zegrin and then gets on his rotation.
Absolutely ridiculous. Between games there, while everybody was watching the quick replay analysis, Sundown and I were talking about the different regions and just how certain aspects of each region stand out. And I think it's unanimous agreement that Europe has some of the best technical Fortnite and some of the most aggressive play that I think we've ever seen. And it is so much fun to talk about and so much fun to watch because these players are playing on a level that I don't think
jag kommer med en del 3 så det är chill.
Fortnite was, you know, it was the
Vill
battle
ni
royale
se
portion was in its,
fortsättning
you
så
know,
kommer det.
early days. No one imagined the king
Och den
would get
videon
to
kommer jag
this.
vara